This video contains exclusive content on time management for CEOs and executives. So if you're not in one of those buckets, you can just go ahead and stop watching right now. Now you know I'm just kidding, but in all seriousness, these are the same tips that I give to my CEO clients and that I use daily in my personal life to build my business and that have gotten me to where I am today. Now I'm giving this stuff away for free because my objective is to make the world a better place, and I really believe that I can do that by helping people to create better and more productive organizations. Now, if you like free stuff, go ahead and give me that thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to make sure you get all the latest content. Now, of course, nothing in life is really free, and in this case, what you have to do is do the work. I'll give you the tips and I'll teach you how to do it, but if you don't do the work, you're not going to get the benefit. Now, if you do the work, this is going to have amazing results. You're going to get more productive and more efficient, which means you have more time to do the things that you want to do, or that you can get more of your goals accomplished. And we're going to hit this thing hard and fast, so if you're ready, here we go. Tip number 1 is set yourself a long-term focus. Because if you only focus on short-term things, you end up bouncing around from place to place and you end up not going anywhere. So think about, I live in Virginia. If I want to drive to California, I'm probably going to get there pretty quickly. Now maybe I stop off in a couple places, maybe I even take a detour through Texas, but I know I'm going to California. But if I don't know where I'm going, if I don't have that long-term focus and I just, hey, I'm gonna take a trip today, I'll go to South Carolina, and then I'll take another trip, I'll go to New York. I'm gonna end up going all over the place. That long-term focus gets me where I wanna go faster and more efficiently, which means I have more time in my day. Now, tip number 2 is to make a list of things that you can stop doing. Now, this is incredibly important because most of us have a ton of stuff going on that doesn't help us to accomplish our goals. Now, you don't have to cut out everything. You don't have to cut out all your family time. You don't have to cut out all of your hobbies. But if you want to accomplish more or you want to have more in your day, take some serious time to think about what are the things in your life that you don't need to be doing. For me, I haven't cleaned my house in probably, 8 or more years. And that doesn't mean my house is dirty. I get a cleaning service, right? I don't edit my own videos because editing those videos is not what I'm good at. I'm better at producing the content, I'm better at the consulting, and that's where my time is best spent. So those are things that I've cut out of my list. Now, one of the other things that I cut out when I decided to go full-time and work with CEOs is I was a member of this nonprofit organization, and I was starting to get involved with some of the politics and with some of the way that place was run. But when I went into my business full-time, I said, look, this stuff's great, but it's distracting me from getting my goals done. So I cut that out of my life. And honestly, I haven't missed it because I have a ton of great stuff going on that keeps me busy and occupied, and I'm achieving my goals so much faster. The tip number 3 is prioritize daily. Now, in order to prioritize, you have to have that long-term focus. Otherwise, you're gonna be doing things that are inefficient. Now, the way I do my daily prioritization is I bake it into my daily routine. I wake up, I take my shower, I do my morning grooming, I say a formula that I wrote for myself based on the auto-suggestion formula in Think and Grow Rich. And one of the items in there says, I'm going to write down and accomplish the most important things I can do to move forward on my journey. And right after I'm done with saying that formula, I walk over and I have a little form that I printed off that has my daily goals and any unplanned work that I have for the day and my weight goals and the date and things like that. And so I take the time to think about what are my long-term goals? What do I need to do to accomplish those? And that process actually helps me to get more efficient and more effective with my time because now I'm rethinking every day my long-term focus just a little bit. Now I'm not changing what that is, but I'm thinking about how do I get there and how do I get there more effectively? And that in itself will help make more time in my day because I'm always thinking about how do I improve my own process? How do I improve the things that I'm doing so that I'm not wasting time? If you'd like a copy of my Daily Priorities worksheet, shoot me an email and I'd be happy to share it with you. Tip number 4 is focus. Focus is critical because if you try to do too many things at once, your productivity is going to come to a halt. Take, for example, if you were to do one thing or if you were to do 10 things. First, if you try to do 10 things at the same time, it's going to take you 10 times longer to finish anything, just in theory. But in actuality, it doesn't just take you 10 times longer because there's a cost associated with task switching, and things may change before you actually get anything delivered. So you end up actually with a lot of extra waste. So maybe it takes you, instead of 10 times longer, maybe it takes you 15 times longer to do 10 things than it does to do one thing at a time. Now actually the most efficient number of things to do at any given time is 2. Research tells us that if we have one thing, it's less efficient than 2. But 3 things is less efficient than 2 as well, and then 4 is even less. And the more things that you add, the less efficiency you get, and therefore the less time you're gonna have because the less goals you're gonna accomplish and the harder you're gonna have to work. Now, tip number 5 is eliminate waste. All of our processes have waste. And the Toyota production system has actually identified 8 forms of waste that they call MUDA. And a lot of the other elements of our system touch on this idea of waste, but what you want to do is take time to reflect and find anything in your process, anything in your routine, anything that is not working efficiently and effectively, and fix it. And one of the ways that you can do that is by reflecting regularly. Now, in the Agile world, we would call this a retrospective. We would do it at the end of every week or every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. We'd set some normal cadence and we would dive in and reflect on what we can improve. And then we would try to get rid of all of that waste in our system. And it's never 100% possible, but the more waste you get rid of, the more time you'll have in your day. Now, item number 6 is to identify and eliminate mistakes early in the process. The longer you take to identify and fix a mistake, the more expensive it is, the less efficient it is, and the more time consuming it is, which means you have less time in your day. A great way to figure out where you can improve your process is to sit down and take the time to map it out. Now, if you can't map it out, that means it's probably not repeatable, and therefore you can't build in continuous improvement. So you may want to actually take the time to build a repeatable process. But once you can do that, write down, I typically do this task. It takes me this much time. So I actually did this process with my video editor. I sat down, I mapped out the process, I put ranges for each piece and how long it would take, and there were areas that I thought couldn't be improved. I thought these are just about as efficient as possible, there's no way to improve it, and my editor said to me, hey, why don't you just have somebody else do those pieces? What's the value in you doing it? And I thought, hey, that's a really great idea. I should have thought of that myself. So as you map out your process, don't just do it alone, have somebody else help you. If you'd like us to help, feel free to reach out and schedule a call, and we'd love to talk to you. In the meantime, hit that like button if you got something good out of this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to make sure you're getting all the latest updates. And until next time, thanks for watching.